operations to India amid a tightening visa regime, to Europe's cautious markets eyeing trade and political risks, and a major financial move out of the Gulf. These are the stories shaping the global economy this week. And later, we turn to our deep dive. A crucial speech by UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer that could define Britain's economic path and its credibility with businesses, investors, and the bond markets. Welcome to Finance Pulse, and here are the top headlines of the day. Donald Trump's latest crackdown on H-1B visas is prompting a strategic rethink across corporate America. Economists say the restrictions are accelerating the offshoring of critical operations to India, now home to more than 1,700 Global Capability Centers or GCCs. Once focused on basic tech support, these centers now manage everything from financial operations to high-value R&D, including cutting-edge work like luxury car design and pharmaceutical innovation. As Washington tightens immigration policy, India's role as the nerve center for global business functions is only expected to grow. European equities are poised for a cautious start as investors weigh two major risks: escalating US trade tariffs and political deadlock in Washington. Futures suggest a muted open across key indices, with London's FTSE and Paris's CAC 40 slightly lower, while Germany's DAX and Italy's FTSE MIB edge up. Markets remain sensitive to trade tensions, and with US fiscal negotiations stalling, investors are staying defensive. The next few days could set the tone for risk appetite heading into the final quarter of the year. In the Middle East, Arab National Bank has announced plans to fully redeem its $750 million Tier 2 sukuk ahead of schedule. Originally issued in 2020 and due in 2030, the bonds will now be paid back in full on October 28, 2025. The move underscores ANB's strong balance sheet and capital position and reflects a broader trend among Gulf banks seeking to optimize their debt profiles amid shifting global interest rate dynamics. Now to our deep dive and a moment of reckoning for Britain's economic future. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer faces one of the most pivotal speeches of his premiership this week as he addresses the Labour Party conference in Liverpool. Barely a year into his term and armed with a commanding parliamentary majority, Starmer is under pressure to prove that his government can balance social priorities with economic credibility. Starmer is squeezed on both sides. Progressives want bolder policies like higher child benefits and a tougher stance on Israel, while Nigel Farage's Reform Party and Jeremy Corbyn's New Movement are eroding support from the right and left. Corporate Britain is losing patience. Chancellor Rachel Reeves' first budget delivered a £25 billion payroll tax hike, rising unemployment, and record corporate tax burdens. Major firms like Merck and AstraZeneca have frozen investment. Energy companies are cutting jobs. And the end of non-dom status is driving wealth abroad. Starmer must now reassure both business leaders and investors. Expectations include no further tax shocks, clearer energy policy, and reforms to boost competitiveness. Bond markets vary after past fiscal missteps. We'll be watching closely for signs of discipline and stability. Investors want one message: the UK is committed to growth, fiscal credibility, and predictable policy. A strong speech could restore market confidence and define Britain's economic direction for years to come. That's all in Finance Pulse for today. Follow the Finance 360 for more updates.